Millions of people across the southeast have been warned to expect hurricane force or tropical storm force winds as Hurricane Helene barrels towards Florida's Gulf Coast. The hurricane is expected to make landfall near Tallahassee, Florida this evening, and its impact will be felt across the region, including in parts of Alabama, like Dothan, where a hurricane warning is in place, which is where Mark Powell is joining us now. He is the director of the Emergency Management Agency for Dothan, Houston County. Thanks for joining us right now. I know you are busy. So tell us, what is the situation like in Dothan, Alabama right now? You know, we can see that it's raining in some areas of Florida. What do things look like where you're at?
Well, we started to receive some bands from Hurricane Helene last night, and they're going to increase this morning. So really what we're looking at is with landfall at Tallahassee, where we sit in Alabama is only 90 miles away. So even though it may be a Category 4 storm, as it makes landfall, we're very, very close to where that eye wall will be entering. We're going to be activating our EOC this morning at 10 a.m. with representatives from all agencies in Houston County. We consider that a 24-hour activation initially and looking at days or weeks of recovery possible, and we're preparing for the worst.
So because I'm unfamiliar with your area there, you know, what is the worst case scenario that you're preparing for? Is it going to be a wind issue? Is it going to be a rain and flooding issue?
The thing about this event is really going to be an all hazards event. So we're preparing for hurricane force winds, 74 miles an hour or worse, major devastation, power outages, flash flooding, and also river flooding. We have a river, the Chattahoochee River, that borders Alabama and Georgia. So even the flooding that'll take place above us will come down that river and affect us. And there's also a threat for tornadoes.
All right. So I know that you've had to deal with flooding before. Are there enough resources available from local partners, or do you anticipate that you might need federal assistance?
Well, we've been communicating with state and local officials throughout the last week because the National Weather Service has done a great job of preparing us for this. They've been discussing it for several days. So it's given us time to really prepare, reach out to our partners at the state and local level and bring them in and get the resources to the public that they need.
So what's your message to residents right now? What should they be doing? What should they be preparing for?
So all schools in Houston County are closed, and that message has been out there. We're opening safe havens for the storm for local residents, not necessarily an evacuee situation, but local residents that need a safe haven from the storm. We're communicating about buying the right hurricane supplies because they should prepare to be without power for several days. And the biggest message that I spoke about yesterday was with schools being out and a lot of businesses being closed, is stay home, stay off the roadways. We have all the responders ready to help if needed, but we want people to be home in the safest location.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If you got stuff in your backyard that might go flying around, make sure you put it inside or I don't know, get it sort of pinned down, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So, we had Hurricane Michael affect this area in a large way back in 2018, and a lot of those public safety responders are still here, and that wisdom and experience has been passed on. And so really, I feel like people are prepared, the community's prepared, and they're willing to come together again like they did in 2018.
Well, that is fantastic. Mark Powell, thanks for taking the time out. I know you're going to be busy over the next 24, 48 hours or so appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, the hurricane is already causing some major travel problems around the country. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve is at Love Field in Dallas, home base of Southwest Airlines. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Airlines have been watching this storm path very closely for the last few days, updating their plans every few hours as new forecasts come in. As Helene barrels towards Florida, we have already seen the Tampa airport suspend operations and essentially close to the public until the storm passes. Airlines rushed to add flights to get extra planes into Tampa last night to load up passengers and get them out of town ahead of the storm. Now, so far this morning, we are seeing cancellations creep up towards 1,000. That will continue to grow. So will the number of delays, moving towards and above 500. There will be a lot of travel disruptions today. We're especially watching disruptions around the world's busiest airport in Atlanta, not only today, but tomorrow as well. Atlanta is just going to get hammered with wind and rain. That is Delta's biggest hub, but disruptions could stretch as far as airports in North Carolina, like Charlotte, North Carolina, a hub for American Airlines. This is just a massive storm with winds that extend far beyond the eye of this storm. Now, airports will reopen in Florida as the storm passes. That will bring recovery there, but the winds and thunderstorms, that may disrupt people's ability to get to Florida, sort of blocking the express lanes in the sky, if you will. So bottom line, getting in and out of the southeast is going to be very challenging for the next couple of days, Anne Marie.
All right, Chris, thank you.